Hey everybody, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Today I'm out at our front garden of the new house and I'm getting it ready to put down some types of mulch. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to go through and make sure it's all weeded because there are quite a few weeds that have come in during the last few weeks where the bed's been ready for planting, but we haven't been ready to plant it. You know how time is sometimes. You just don't have the time to get to everything you want to. But today I'm going to start taking care of that, and it may not be a complete process of it. So the first step is removing all the weeds. Second step is covering it with a type of mulch. So here's what I'm going to do for that mulch. Check out this beautiful grass right here. This is really tall right now. We're looking at about 12 inches of grass in some places, and it tapers down. What happened is when they were leveling the ground and grading it, they came up here and then they planted it with a rye and fescue mix. So it's great grass to use as soil amendment, but it's just extremely tall right now. You can see it filled in really well. So what I'm going to do is take a bagging mulch mower and I'm going to use those grass clippings over here once I get this bed cleared out from the weeds. I may do this in sections because it's quite a large bed, and my goal is to take those grass clippings, let them naturally break down for a little bit, and then cover with a more decorative type of mulch. You always want to feed the soil, add whatever types of amendments you can to the soil to make it more organic and better for those plants, because what you got, you want to enhance the microbial activity in the ground so that those microbes can help to feed those plants later. But as you can see, we've got lots of different weeds in here. We got some crabgrass, we got some thistle, henbit, and other things sort of like that. Although sometimes I don't consider henbit necessarily a weed. It can be a very good pollinator thing in the spring. But anyway, it's a pretty large size bed. I may not get it all done today, but I do want to at least get some of it partially mulched. And I'll probably start over here on this section and work at least to that corner, and we'll go from there because I don't know how much grass I'm going to be able to use as a mulch. And you know what they say, if you leave any kind of soil bare, something will grow. The exact phrase is nature abhors a vacuum, so they'll put something in its place, and most likely it will be something that you don't want it to be. So I'm going to cover with mulch, and then we'll do some plantings later this winter in the fall, and we'll see what we got. So as you can see here, I'm just using a basic hoe, and I'm getting down to the very clump of each one of these clumps of weeds, trying to get as much of the roots as I can and just removing them completely from the area. A lot of these had seeds and stuff, so hopefully getting some good coverage will prevent those from germinating back up through whatever type of mulch we get. So guys, for this I'm using two tools basically. This is what you call a stirrup hoe, scuffle hoe, and you can see it kind of looks in the shape of a stirrup. And what's really great about it is you can just kind of skim the surface of the ground and it will cut the roots from the top of the plants just underneath the crown, which effectively kills a lot of different weeds out there. So you can just kind of scrape the top of the surface. It's also pretty decent at leveling. As you can see, I've got a lot of divots and stuff from where I was using the other tool, just a regular garden hoe. And so this is helping me to level those out a little bit more evenly than just the hoe would. Okay, so here we are about 25 minutes, 30 minutes in to working on this area, and I pretty much got the whole length up to this corner all weeded and cleared out. You can see that it's very clumpy. So we've got a lot of clods of clay in here, like this, these kind of things right here. And eventually those will break down. I'm not too concerned about it right now because I'm going to put organic matter on top, which will help that and retain the moisture, and eventually those will break down. I may end up having to dig them out later. We'll see. One of the big things though that I'm finding, which is just part of it, is Bermuda grass. And Bermuda grass is one of the worst plants I have ever run into in the garden. I can't find an example of it in here, but mostly crabgrass is what I've got right at this moment. But there are several spots of Bermuda grass. And with Bermuda grass, it gets in, spreads by rhizomes, and just kind of takes over. So you want to make sure that you get as much of those roots out of there as you can. If you need to spot treat with some sort of an herbicide, that's an option. It's very hard to remove once it's established in an area. Now the next step, I'm going to come in and cut some grass clippings. That way we don't have any bare earth over here for those weeds to pop up again. So when you're doing this step, you want to make sure that you've got your wheels up as high as possible, especially when your grass is this tall. Ideally, you're supposed to only be cutting like a third of your grass off at a time. I'm going to be way beyond that here for this project, but anyway, I'm going to raise these up to the highest setting possible. There. And we got the front ones. Okay guys, so here's what I've gotten done so far. You can see a couple large rocks came out of the soil here, but I've got the whole area covered with a light layer of grass clippings. I would have liked to do more, but they don't go as far as you think. And plus they were really, really tall, which clumped up a lot. So there's a lot of grass clippings that are still out in the yard that are going to need raked up once they dry. Here's kind of what the lawn part looks like right there. I went and I harvested all the high stuff and just kind of kept this front area clear. I think probably give it a few more days, this stuff will grow again, and I'll be able to harvest a little bit more so I can do more of this other area over here, which, as you note, I don't have anything done on it as far as weeding goes. It's still quite a mess. Got the crabgrass in here, a couple spots of Bermuda, some thistle, things like that. But that section is done and covered. Now, one thing I didn't talk about yet that is important is I did not use any kind of landscaping fabric underneath here or any kind of cardboard. A couple reasons. Landscaping fabric is just a pain to work with. You put it down and then weed seeds grow into the top of it and the roots grab into it, and it's just not worth the hassle of it because you start to weed those roots from the weeds that set in, and then you start pulling up landscape fabric because it's all ingrained into that. So I just don't even recommend using it. Just use a good thick layer of mulch, and that'll keep most of your weeds down and then make it easier for you to pull up any other weeds that do pop up. As far as cardboard goes, I think cardboard is great to use out in the vegetable garden and other areas, but I don't really like it up against a house. And the reason is cardboard does attract termites. And if you're concerned about termites around your house and structures in your yard, you may not want to have it up against the house. In this case, this will do just fine. We'll just do a regular wood mulch on here. And I know what you're saying is cardboard and wood mulch, both will attract termites. The cardboard attracts them a lot faster than the wood mulch does because it's already processed and broken down and it's easier for them. But anyway, so here's where we are. I've got one section. This is probably a good 25 feet or so across and about another 6 feet going that way. So about a 25 by 6, so about 150 square foot of area up to the corner here. Stop slightly short of the corner and then I'll resume this later on. I don't know if I'll do another video on that, but once I get this all covered, I'll come back and I'll show you guys what it all looks like. So my goals with this are two things. Number one, add organic matter. When you're building a house, they often bring in topsoil and you don't know what the quality of that topsoil is. It could be scraped from another site. It could be all filled with weeds. It could be great soil. It could be terrible. You just don't know. So by adding organic matter, I'm hedging it a little bit so that I can improve my soil by doing that. The next thing I'm doing is adding a layer of mulch on top of it that's going to prevent those weeds that I pulled out from coming back in. And that's really important because if you leave bare soil, it will grow something. And most of the time, it's not going to be what you want. So I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if this video is interesting or helpful, and we'll see you next time.